Now this is a hard video to do because, how can I describe it? I don't know, it's like watching Mummy and Daddy fight, if you know what I mean. We really don't like seeing our own side bickering and erupting into an all-out civil war because it's not good. Because I'd rather see the left tear each other to pieces like they have done recently against Labour. That's one thing the right wing have never been good at, and that's sticking together. That's something the left wing do far better. So anyway, war has broken out between Nigel Farage and Richard Tice of Reform and Tommy Robinson. Now my argument is, regardless of what Nigel Farage and Richard Tice think of Tommy Robinson, they need his supporters. They need to recognise that Tommy Robinson has immense pulling power. Some, if not most of the right wing, they gravitate towards him. And to them what the guy says is near gospel. They hero worship him. And it's easy to understand why. Anyone these days who puts their head above the parapet and says things which ordinary people feel they're unable to say because they will get prosecuted, I mean, they'll hold him to high regard. They really will. And for Nigel Farage and Tice not to recognise this and demonise not just Tommy Robinson but his supporters, I think it's a massive, massive misstep. Now, I remember at the Trafalgar Square rally, just before I left, Tommy Robinson made a speech and he asked the crowd if they voted Labour. They all booed, of course. If they voted Conservative, they all booed again. And then he asked them if they voted Reform, and they all cheered. And I believe a lot of Reform voters voted for Reform because of Tommy Robinson. He knew there was an issue with Nigel Farage and Tice and what they thought of him, but still he endorsed them. And the more cheap shots that Tice and Farage aim at Tommy Robinson, it won't do them any good whatsoever, because I'm watching this unfold on social media and a lot of Tommy Robinson supporters are now withdrawing their support from Reform. Now I understand, ever since the recent conference, according to Farage, 3,000 people have signed up to be members of Reform, and that's good, I suppose. But they need all the support they can get, and if they're to be an effective opposition or even get into opposition at the next general election, every vote counts. And now Tommy Robinson has turned and started attacking them, and it's not good. Tommy Robinson said on his Twitter page, Nigel tries to paint himself as Britain's Donald Trump, yet he's far from it. Trump moves the Overton window. Farage waits for us to open it and then tries to ride the wave. Trump openly talks about mass deportations despite the backlash. Farage is scared to even suggest it. Farage wouldn't take a bullet for anything, toe the line and throw crap his way when the heat is turned slightly up. Now, there were some home truths there by Tommy Robinson towards Nigel Farage. And if Tice and Farage are now trying to ditch working class voters for middle class voters, it'll bite them in the bum. They cannot simply turn and bite the hands that got them to Parliament, because I don't think the lefty middle class will ever go with Nigel Farage or Tice or Reform, simply because they too have been demonised in the mainstream media. And that's what I get. Nigel Farage and Tice, they've had this abuse, they've had this slander by the mainstream media, the left in general, fellow politicians, and yet they're doing it to Tommy Robinson. I mean, Jesus. But like I said in the beginning, regardless of what they thought of Tommy Robinson, they can't be demonising his voters. They need them. And to dismiss them, label them as skinhead thugs, I think Tice called them the other day, and it's just madness. It really is stupid, in my opinion, and possibly political suicide. But then again, that's just my opinion. And there we go, I'm Paz49. Thanks for watching. Please remember to hit the sub button if you like what I do. If you have already, then I love you long time. And if you don't want to, then I hope there's a Wi-Fi blackout in your area for the next week or so. And I'll catch you at the next one. Watch it, try out.